Racing fans, the most electrifying week in motorsports is back. October 6th to 11th, Oswego Speedway transforms into the Clay Palace, the ultimate battleground for Super Dirt Week. From the thrilling races to the electrifying atmosphere, it's more than a race. It's racing's biggest party. Don't miss out. Super Dirt Week 2025, October 6th through the 11th.
Now, stand back for your own safety.
Steve, what's up?
Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Steve. Where Paulie at?
Here we go.
I'm checking out. I will respond to you, but I'm done for the week. I'm done.
Steve is my favorite part of the show. How's that?
I like that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Check for sound.
Pleasure to be on there talking with Paulie, man. He's a good dude.
I'm an idiot. I'll just shut up and let you talk. I was trying to help.
And shout out to Tupac.
3, 2, 1, and
This is Orange Nation.
Well, hello, Paulie and Steve.
With Stephen Fonte and Paulie Sibilia.
Check it out. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you with us alongside Paulie Sibilia. I'm Stephen Fonte. We've made it to Friday. We've got a couple of guests lined up for you today. Lucas Favali, 12:30, Syracuse Crunch with their regular season opener tomorrow on the road at Hershey. Home opener 1 week from tomorrow against Rochester. And then coming up at 1:30, how about that win last night for the New York Giants? John Schmelk will be on with us at 1:30 to break it all down. I did not either. Plus, we'll mix in your phone calls throughout at 315-437-7644. What's up, Paulie?
Not much, Steve. How was your night? Did you sleep well?
I slept okay. My daughter is back for the long weekend. She flew back from New York City, and her flight got delayed. She was supposed to get in like 11-something. Ended up getting in like after 12:30. So it was a short night. I will tell you that. But it's good to have her back.
You know, it's the Giants thing kind of makes me. There's two things that happened to me last night as a sports radio host that kind of just go against the typical calls we get. Daniel Jones is successful somewhere else. Jackson Dart steps in and has been amazing.
He has been.
You know, those are two things that don't usually happen, you know. But people called in, you know, into talk shows all over the country, and Daniel Jones is terrible. You know, and he's been great. Jackson Dart, first couple games, has been amazing, and that's kind of rare. And it was fun to watch. The other thing is that happened last night is we get calls of people calling baseball players, football players, basketball players, lacrosse players bums and whatnot.
Yeah.
How the Phillies game ended last night, all I could think of was how would I handle that situation? And I would have done the same damn thing. I would have bobbled it, realized that the closest out to me was at home, even though the runner was already basically crossing the plate, and I would have panicked. And I think the average human would have panicked in that situation also.
Yeah, and that seems to be what happened. You know, he's 24 years old. Yes, he's pitched in the majors for a couple of years. You know, it really was, you know, pitched a full year for the most part last year and then this year. So he's got 2 full years for the most part in the majors. Pitched a little bit the year before that, but he's only 24. Yeah, that is a pressure-packed situation. It's hard for any of us to know what we would have done, you know, in that situation. Ball was knocked right back to him. He bobbled it, did not field it cleanly, and he panicked. Now, again, hindsight being 20/20, I think we all saw that the better play, the easier play, the more doable play was to throw it to first. But he panicked, he rushed it, and we saw what happened.
Florida guy says, typically not after you've done it 1,000 times. It wasn't game 3 of the regular season. It wasn't game 80 of the regular season. It was to preserve your shot in the NLDS, and he panicked. And it's easy for us when we've got still frames and slow motion to see that Pajes is only halfway up the line and the catcher's pointing to first base. He panicked. I tend to think most people would.
Speaking of the benefit of still frames and replays, did you see that the runner coming home? It was Kim coming home.
Yeah,
right?
he was already.
Did you see that there is a still frame and video. Like his foot actually never touched home plate.
Oh yeah, I've been through that before.
He came home, and the way the catcher was standing, the catcher's foot was a little bit on home plate, and he stepped just before the catcher's foot, and there's a still frame of he missed the bag. I mean, again, not that it matters at this point, but it's a tough way for that to end. I feel for Phillies fans. I texted you. I did not text Dan last night because we had that rule about you don't want to text somebody too soon after a loss. I texted you. I feel bad for Dan from the Wildcat. He's probably the most diehard Phillies fan that I know, and for the season to come to an end like that after they played so well. I mean, the Phillies played great yesterday to give themselves a chance, and for it to all come undone because of a play like that with the bases loaded, you feel for certainly the pitcher. You feel for the fan base that's how it came to an end.
Yeah, he's making. Someone said he's making millions. Yeah, he's making $773,000. That's a lot of money, but it's people screw up at work. It's going to happen. Most of us screw up at work, and it's not on national TV, and then all over Twitter. And then, it happens. I can't play the bump music right. If there was a million people watching, I'd be made fun of a lot more.
The thing is, too, like, what's the point of getting mad at the player, right? I think back to, like, the Ravens-Bills playoff game, right? And Mark Andrews. Nobody feels worse than Mark Andrews, dropping that ball. And, he's paid millions of dollars to make that catch. Yeah, he is. And nobody wants to make that catch more than he does. Nobody wanted to make that play last night more than he wanted to. And, you feel for an athlete in that situation.
I think of Trent Grisham. You remember his bobble when he played for the Brewers his first year?
Oh,
and
that's
then he
right.
ended up getting traded.
I didn't realize that was him, but yeah.
And it kind of just sent his career in a different path. Like, he can't play for the Phillies. That guy can't show us. And that's a sad state of affairs, too. That guy can't play in Philadelphia anymore.
Right. Yeah, you wouldn't think. And it's tough, and it's something he's going to have to live with for a really long time. That's what I said to you last night was, like, I feel for him in terms of trying to get over that. That's something that most likely will follow him for the rest of his career.
Tronic says, this show needs some edge. Criticize somebody. Why? I don't like kicking people when they're down. We're two nice guys. Two wholesome gentlemen.
And what do you say to something like that? Like, what an idiot. He should have thrown it to first base. Like, he knows that now, right? I mean, he knows that now. In the moment, he panicked. He tried to get, as you said, the out that's right in front of him. It's a closer throw, and it went awry, obviously.
Yeah. I don't need to. He's going to get it from his own fans. He doesn't need some dope in Syracuse making fun of him. It's out of nowhere catching shrapnel. And there's been a lot, like Bill Buckner never lived it down.
Right. Followed him for the rest of his career.
He had a great career, too. Just,
Steve Bartman never lived it down.
He didn't even do anything.
Yeah. Well, it depends on who you ask, but yes. Cubs, though, they're hanging on. They're forcing to Game 5. We'll get 2 Game 5s. Got the Mariners, Tigers tonight. That's an interesting game because, the Mariners are the better team. I think we all agree that they're the better team. But the Tigers have extended the series to the point that they get Skubal back on the mound tonight. And the Mariners have had some success against him, but when he's dialed in, he is so good. He's there's no guarantee you're going to get to the bullpen with him. I mean, I think he threw, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he threw 8 innings the last time he was in this situation. So, he's going to empty the tank tonight with the season on the line, and that's a heck of a heck of a spot for the Mariners to be in right now. Is that they got to beat arguably the best pitcher in the game in order to get to the next round. So we'll see what happens, and then that Brewers series goes back to Milwaukee. You still assume the Brewers are going to win, but in a one-game situation, anything can happen.
You can catch that game tonight right here on ESPN Radio, Steve. Both markets, Utica and Syracuse.
Excellent.
7:30 pregame, right? It's 8 o'clock first pitch. So
8:08 first pitch. Yes, according to my rundown here. 8:08.
Thank you.
Why don't we take an early time out here, because I think we want to get into something that's going to take longer than 5 minutes to discuss.
Yeah, and it came up, and I kind of just said it at the end of the phone call yesterday because I don't know the answer to it. And maybe people can call in and answer the question we're going to ask next.
All right, and it's related to SU basketball. We're going to take a timeout. We've got Lucas Favali coming up at 12:30. That was our opening drive, brought to you by Burdick BMW of Cicero. We're back after this on ESPN Radio.
Point Guard Advisors and Burdick Ford are proud supporters of game day radio coverage of Syracuse football. We are the pulse of the orange. ESPN Radio 97.7.
Why, thank you, LA Orange. You seem nice for an A-hole, too. Bird, I'm surrounded by A-holes, Steve.
You are?
I don't think so. I think he's at work. I can see both sides of why Syracuse would keep him or get rid of him after an NIT bid.
What's interesting?
Link to the Bert Torvik site too. They have like simulations of every game with the score as well. So it's kind of like.
Was it similar?
It's probably better because this one I saw has like St. Joe's still at a neutral site.
Dominic, I would have been in California then. I only came here in the summers.
So if you go down, they kind of tell you like the spread too. It's just kind of like what the spread is.
Would they go after Jerry? It depends on how Jerry does, and it depends on how I don't know how the fan base would take that.
So why is there less? Oh, because they didn't do the Subi announcement.
Yeah.
And then they didn't do the ACC tournament, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
So they did do the ACC tournament.
Yeah, but it's not on there. There was like more description at the bottom.
How the hell can they do the tournament when they don't even know who the hell they're playing?
They
Well, it's
projected,
ChatGPT. It can do whatever it wants.
They were like,
Don't give me an
Syracuse will be the
attitude.
7th seed,
You've
they'll
really
beat
been a
Florida State,
stick
then
in the
they'll
mud
lose
this
to Duke
week.
or something like that.
Well, did you really just ask how can they project who they're going to play in the tournament? I mean, how do they know that they're going to beat Monmouth 81-63?
Well, they at least know they're playing Monmouth. All right, I'm done with. I don't.
It says it's going to play UCLA in the.
Okay.
How does it know that? You're okay with that?
St. Joe's on a neutral site before Vegas. The computer didn't get that.
71-68 over UCLA.
Okay, I get it.
On November 26th.
I get it. You're always right. You're always right.
I'd say I'm always right. But
No. You are always right. You don't have to say it. You have been a piece of work this week. I think there's a swell of change, too, towards us from the chat. I think it's getting to be about 100 or about 90% hate me and 10% like you, down from 99 this week.
It's okay. I can live with that.
Thanks for pointing out that I'm older than you also, Dominic. Did we experience you're never going to experience, I mean, could it get better than Jim Boeheim as? What did Michael Antonio, that's a bar that is tough to hit. Jesus, 106? That sounds horrible right now. Welcome back to Orange Nation. I forgot where I was. I don't know this song, I don't think, Steve. It's called Romeo's Tune by Steve Forbert.
I've heard this song.
Bring me southern kisses from your
I got to hear the
gods and years when rising
music changed from 1980 to 1989 more drastically than I think I can ever. We went from Paul Davis and Robbie Dupree and Steve Forbert into like Bobby Brown and Lisa in the Cult Jam.
It's an interesting
Gloria Estefan. It's just a huge difference. It went from like just being yacht rocky slow music to just party all the time, hair bands, fun. You wouldn't know that though. You probably think Paul Davis is fun.
I do. So do you, deep down. All right, you want to get to the question you posed before the show?
Yeah, and I want everybody to be honest with themselves in this situation. You're an athletic director. I won't say any names. You all know who he is. Syracuse University gets to, let's say, 21 wins this year, but it's not enough to make the tournament, and Syracuse makes the NIT. I can see both sides of this. I could see where that's not acceptable if you're setting the bar at the highest Syracuse has been as a program. I could see it as you're giving a guy who came in 3 years ago a chance to build this program. I also see the writing on the wall that Donnie Freeman and J.J. Starling won't be back. So I could see two sides of this, Steve. Would you keep the coach or let him go with an NIT?
So I think this is where
I didn't answer the question.
I think there's some gray area with, when John Wildhack says play meaningful games in March, I think he purposely allows himself a little bit of wiggle room to account for a situation like this. Because you say that they go to the NIT, but you got to look at what that NIT looks like. You just said 21 wins. I could tell you, and you know this, that Tim Leonard, before the show started, put it into ChatGPT, put in the starting lineup, and said, predict every game on SU schedule. So ChatGPT spit out a 21-12 record. 7th place finish in the ACC, a number 10 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
So 21 wins puts you squarely on the bubble.
If it comes out, if those wins fall in the way the wins go.
My point is that 21 wins definitely has you playing meaningful games in March, in that those last few games of the regular season, those games in the ACC tournament, those will be meaningful games because you are right on the bubble. Now, if you don't win the right games as you're talking about, or it's a strong bubble and you somehow get left out, you win 20 or 21 and you're on the wrong side of it, 7th in the ACC, that is squarely on the bubble, right? You could envision a scenario where 6 get in and SU's the team that gets left out. What do you do? So I think that is a scenario where there is some gray area there, and I think that's why John Wildhack has not backed himself into a corner and has said, that's the expectation. Play meaningful games in March. And then there is, you could go either way, I think, with that decision. I think if it's you're not even on the bubble, I think that's one thing, or if you make the tournament, that's another. If it falls somewhere in the middle of you were on the bubble but you just missed out, I think he's got a tough decision on his hands.
I'm going over this, seeing that we broke it out now. It doesn't have Syracuse winning a game. It does have BC is the only away game I see it has them winning. That's not getting you to the tournament. a fake UCLA team.
Well, that's an away game. Well, it's a neutral site game. They've got winning one game in Vegas, the last game.
Yeah. They got one game in Vegas, and then I don't really see a lot of quad one wins on here either. So this 21 would be more towards, I think, not making the tournament than it would be making it.
Man, these two losses at the very end of the season, 73-71 at Wake Forest, 74-72 at Louisville. Man, one possession games, back-to-back, lost them both. That could have been the difference, those two games.
But if you win that Louisville game, you're probably in the tournament because you got 22 wins and a quad one win on the road at Louisville, right?
Yeah. And, man, the heartbreak at the end of the season, ChatGPT has them losing by 4 at home to North Carolina. And then 2 at Wake Forest, 2 at Louisville before finishing up with Pittsburgh. That's a lot of heartbreak there down the stretch of the season, according to ChatGPT.
There's a lot that would play into my decision if I was AD. I realize you're losing. Syracuse is bringing back the 2 highest scoring in the amount of points at positions, right?
Most returning production in the conference, yes.
Yeah. You're losing that right now. You could be doing it anyways with other players, but that would be hard to believe. Then there's a lot of production on this team. I could see where you're saying you've got a bunch of sophomores now, and you've lost your 2 best players.
Or you're losing JJ either way because he's out of eligibility.
Yeah.
But Donnie, so you're saying
you're losing Donnie next year.
You would assume so, like to the NBA. You're saying
NBA or another school
or another school.
Because, the only way he's back for a third year is if he has an average year and they make the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, again, money plays a factor too.
Yeah, but in this scenario where it's an NIT, I don't see him coming back.
Okay.
And so I could see where that would play in.
Like you might as well start fresh because everybody's gone type of thing? Again, people hate when we say this, but I want to see what it looks like, right? I want to see how close did they come? Do we see genuine improvement? And oh, by the way, again, people don't want to hear this. People don't want to hear this, but we talked about it at length last year. The way they played down the stretch of the season said something, I think. And the way that, the 2 best players decided to come back, that says something. So you have to take all of this into account. I don't think it's strictly wins and losses, although wins and losses are obviously very, very important. I think wins and losses are, and whether or not they make the tournament, that's first and foremost. But if they do either just miss out or they get sent to the NIT as one of the top seeds in the NIT because they just missed out on the bubble, there is some gray area that I think you have to take all this into account before you make a decision.
Let's go to Drew.
Drew, what's up?
Hey, guys, what's going on? Thank you for taking my call, as always. Let me ask you this. What is the answer? Okay, so I agree with both of what you're saying. But what's the answer if Red's not the coach or not the coach? Where do you go? Like, what do? You don't have money. You don't have, here's the thing. I hate to say this, NIL, but what do you do? Thank you for taking my call, and I'll just listen.
I would assume Syracuse would do with basketball what it did with football, and it will find a young up-and-comer and go that way. And,
Yeah, you say they don't have money. They've got enough money to pay a good coach.
Yeah.
Do they have enough money to, some people have said, bring Nate Oates here, which is never going to happen. But, do they have that kind of money where you pay one coach to go away and bring in another? I don't think they would do that. I'm with Paulie. I think they'll find somebody who's up and coming. I think this is still a pretty darn good job and a pretty attractive job, and they'll be fine in terms of qualified candidates. Let's put it that way. They'll find a qualified candidate. There are some that immediately come to mind for our listeners. I'm sure that you can come up with.
And we don't know if that said person's going to have a good year this year or not.
Right.
And the other thing is do you need to break the cycle?
Right. Some will argue that. I would argue that it doesn't matter. I would argue that you want the best person for the job, and if the best person for the job happens to be a Cuse guy, then even better. But I know some will disagree with that and say you got to go outside the family, whatever the case may be. But to Drew's question, they'll be fine finding qualified candidates to take this job. I think the question is, do you turn the page? And this season is going to tell a lot about whether or not you turn the page.
I did. I know I got grief for doing this last time, but somebody retweeted us talking about this yesterday, and a comment under it was, Syracuse really missed the boat with Pitino, basically, and I still think they have a shot of getting him if the job opens. Can we stop with that? What in the world makes people think that you could get a Pitino?
I mean, the other thing is he turned 74
I don't care
before
about
the
the
season
age.
starts.
You're not getting that name of a coach. You're going to get an up-and-comer. You're going to get...
My point is, though, you want somebody who's going to be doing this for a really long time, right? You want a hit, and you want that person to turn the program around and be here for a while. And, again, there are a million reasons why Rick Pitino's not going to be the head coach here, and we talked about this 2-3 years ago.
But it's not just Pitino. There's a group of people that think Nate Oates could come here.
Yeah.
There's people that think John Calipari would come here. It's not going to be that guy.
Correct. Yes. I would agree with you on that, 100%. But some people think that.
Really, Paulie, St. John, Syracuse has a better pedigree than St. John's. Okay, let me explain something to you about Rick Pitino. He hasn't had the cleanest record. Syracuse prides itself on being an academic institution, guys, and he is not going to come here. Period. Great coach, Hall of Famer, wins everywhere he goes. He's not coming to Syracuse.
Yeah.
And Syracuse has better pedigree. St. John's probably has more money.
They certainly got a lot of money associated with the basketball program right now.
Yeah. It's going to be someone. Shaka Smart. That's a name I could. Back originally, that was a name I wouldn't have imagined, but I think you could probably outdo them for him.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to have no shortage of qualified candidates if the job comes open. And that's a conversation for another day about who would be the next head coach, because right now they've got one, and he's got the roster. They gave him the resources this year. Everything is there for it to be kind of a make or break year. And what's going to happen, and we shall see. Let's see. It all play out.
I think we're going to be discussing this very topic a lot this season.
You think?
I really do, because I don't think the team's capable of breaking away and becoming like a top 5 seed and just taking the question out of it. But I also don't think they're bad enough that we're going to know right away that this is done with.
Vegas is going to tell us a lot, right? That Vegas trip is going to tell us a lot about what the rest of the season looks like, because that's where they're going to shape their non-conference resume.
If you don't win there, you've got to beat Tennessee.
Right. You've got 3 games in Vegas followed by Tennessee. That stretch is, in some ways the season. I mean, if they went on a massive run in the ACC, could they make up for it if they stub their toe and go 0-4 in those 4 games? I suppose, but those 4 games, that stretch between November 24th and December 2nd, it's going to tell us a lot about what the rest of the season looks like.
All right. See, why do people not trust me on this one, Steve? I get why people think I'm an idiot and stupid, but Michael Antonio in our chat says, I would agree that Pitino being too old is a problem, but it's very possible Pitino could coach here. I would do anything basically on earth if Pitino came here as a loss of a bet. I would do the 5 years in prison for free.
He's not coming here. I agree with you on that. I'm not willing to bet 5 years of my life on it, but...
Why are we talking about this? Oh, see, it's so funny, Steve. Why are we talking? When we initiate it, they get mad at us? But when we defend Red, they get mad at us. Like, if someone calls in and goes, hire Patino, fire this jackass, it's fine. But when we discuss it, the guys who are always so positive, it's crazy. It's a non-issue. Yeah, it's a non-issue. We're a sports talk show. This is the biggest issue we've got ahead of us for the basketball season.
All right, we'll take a break from this. We'll give everybody their wish. We're going to talk some Crunch hockey on the other side. We've got Lucas Favali lined up to join us on the other side of this break. Play-by-play man for the Crunch.
He's going to be a little late, so you can clip this. Clip this for your stupid Twitter chat. Steve and I were just discussing the potential of Coach Autry getting fired, and all the people that say we are state-run media and homers and soft and babies just got mad at us for discussing what if Coach Autry gets fired.
You got to follow that up with a thank you.
No, I don't. I'm not thanking anybody. I hate everyone. Fire Red, hire Coach Patino. You know what, Syracuse, if you're listening, before this, don't even start the season. Just fire Red right now and hire Rick Pitino. It's that easy. Everything's fixed. It's so gosh darn simple. Right now, fire Coach Autry, hire Rick Pitino, and you know what? You don't need to hire a search committee. I just saved you the money. Rick Pitino really wants to come here. I just got off the phone with him. Thank you.
All right. And with that, Lucas Favali joins us next on ESPN Radio.
If Paulie threw a chair, that would have made it even better. Do you know why we're talking about it now, guys? And why we didn't last year? We've explained it a million times. It's a reality that could happen this year. Last year, it wasn't. So get used to us talking about it now. Dean Smith wants an interview. I like white potatoes. Russet potatoes smell too much like dirt, and it makes me gag a little. But I'll eat them all. Oh, you're asking like how they're cooked? Fries. That's a no-brainer.
I actually don't have it either.
What?
I don't have Favali's.
I have it.
Can you send it to me as well?
Oh my God. You're all so needy. There, I just gave everybody Lucas Favali's phone number. No, it's not. It's got nothing to do with ham. It's just got you guys. You can't have it both ways. I'm not going to allow you to have it both ways. You're not going to sit here and shit on us in social media and in the chat and tell us that we don't ever say anything negative, we're not edgy, blah, blah, blah. We didn't talk about Red getting fired last year because it was not an actual option. It is very much an option this year. So we will talk about it. I had my leftover goulash for dinner last night. It was delicious. And then today I'm going to have the other chicken breast I cooked the other day. Well, you know what? I'm going to have a nice potato with it. Chicken breast and potato. We are letting him coach his team. Oh, my God, Gavendo. Go. We are asking a question. If they make it only to the NIT, what do you want us to do? We're a sports talk show. If this offends you, I'm sorry. I don't know if they came from the same chicken. Then what are you complaining about? Fire Lucas Favali. Enjoy your interview. Because I couldn't name a damn player on the Crunch. Up. Just pull the curtain. Funky Town, Lip Sync, 1980, One Hit Wonder. That's a one hit wonder we've now done twice in this segment. Because we did the pseudo echo version of it from 1986 and now Lip Sync 1980.
You really like this song to include it twice.
I'm from a funky town, Steve. I don't know if you know that. Oh, I wish I could move to Funky Town. Bet you there's no idiots calling sports talk shows in Funky Town.
All right, you take a break, Paulie. We're going to spend the next 10 minutes talking hockey with our good friend Lucas Favali, Crunch play-by-play man. The Crunch opening up the regular season tomorrow on the road in Hershey. They'll play 2 games against the Bears, and then the home opener set for a week from tomorrow against Rochester. Lucas, it's great to be talking hockey with you again. How you doing today?
Yeah, good to be with you. It's an exciting time of the year, and summer has flown by, and away we go.
All right, so let's start with the guys who are here. I do want to get into a couple of the guys who are no longer with the team, but let's start with the new look roster and what stands out to you about this team heading into the new season.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of turnover this year. I'm looking at the roster here on our trip down to Hershey right now, and I think it's 9 guys, regulars, who are back. So a lot of turnover this year, but a lot of new faces. And I think from top to bottom, there's a lot of talent. It's a young group, but I think it's a team to be excited about if you're a Crunch fan. So we'll see how it all plays out starting tomorrow night. But there's a lot of anticipation for this group starting tomorrow.
We talk about the guys who are no longer there. I mean, a couple of fan favorites are, have decided to retire since we last spoke. Gabriel Dumont and Daniel Walcott. Walcott had been there with the Crunch for a full decade. Dumont, I believe, played parts of 7 seasons, I want to say, over the course of the last decade. What is it in particular about those 2 guys that this team and that dressing room will miss the most?
Yeah, it's hard to put into words, I would think. And, we've been so fortunate to have those 2 for as long as you've talked about. I mean, Gabriel Dumont is the longest-serving captain in Crunch history. Daniel Walcott has been here for, like you said, a decade, the longest-tenured player ever. Hard guys to replace on the ice in the room. But I think the Crunch and the organization, they always go out and find good people, first of all. And a good hockey players is part of that as well. So I think everyone, the organization is in good hands, but it really is. It's a position I don't think this organization has been in before, replacing 2 guys like that at the same time. So I'm curious to see how it all goes, but I think the leadership group that the organization has in place now for this season is going to do a pretty solid job of carrying that torch and then putting their own stamp on this as well.
You know, we asked Joel Bouchard that question yesterday. Our Mario Sacco was at practice, and he had a chance to talk with Coach, and he said, how do you go about replacing those guys? And he said, well, we got to go on a couple of road trips first. You know, have the guys come together. How much does that matter, Lucas? The fact that, chemistry, you don't just build it overnight, right? You need to live through some experiences together, and sometimes going on the road can help bring guys closer together and a team closer together, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're on everyone's cramped on a bus for the next, 3 hours now. We're on our way down to Hershey, so it's 4 hours total. You go out, you get dinner with a couple guys, whatever it might be. So, everyone, you're almost forced into it at that point, and it's a good thing, like you said. It gets everyone together there, and especially when there's so many new faces like I talked about earlier, I think that's only going to help this team come together here at the start of the year and then moving forward.
I realize there's some speculation to this question. You haven't seen them play as a group yet, other than a couple of preseason games, obviously, but based on what you've seen, based on what you see on paper, what do you look at as the strengths of this team? What do you look at as some things that maybe this team's going to have to work on in the early going?
Yeah, it's a great question. I wish I had a crystal ball and could figure that out. But I think, starting with the goaltending, obviously Brandon Halverson is back this year. He was, at the end of the year, named the team MVP last year. So I think that is a great starting point and a good run to have if you're, this team at the start of the year. Last year, they were the best defensive team in the AHL. At least tied with Laval in terms of the fewest goals allowed. So I think that's probably going to be how this team is going to, lay the foundation down once again. But I think there's some legit scorers on this team, too. So I think it's a pretty good balance. I think it's a team that could, once it finds its way throughout the course of the year, I think there's going to be exciting times in Syracuse, and we'll see where it all ends up at the end of the year.
Again, I know it's only been 2 preseason games, but any of the younger guys have stood out to you? Any newcomers that have stood out to you that fans should keep their eyes on this year?
Yeah, it's hard to put a name on just one. I think we're pretty excited about all of them, to be honest. So I think, we saw some good moments in the preseason for sure. And, it take all of that with a grain of salt, of course. You don't know rosters on both sides and whatnot. But I think, whether it's down in Tampa Bay, in development camp, the rookie tournaments, and then, the couple preseason games, I think the organization is excited about all of the guys who are here. And we'll see, it's easier said than done, of course. It all starts for real tomorrow, but I think it's a pretty good time to be excited in the organization.
When you talk about expectations for this team, it's always playoffs, right? And you look at the last 7 years, they've been to the Calder Cup playoffs, and I don't think that's a coincidence, right? Being tied to Tampa, it seems like, the parent club and the AHL affiliate, they've got this this really good vibe going on right now where they certainly have been helping each other out, and Tampa's had a lot of success. Syracuse has had a lot of success. Can you talk about that partnership and that affiliation and how it's really helped both parties?
Yeah, I mean, it's been such a crucial piece of the puzzle for us, and I think we've been for them as well. It's been a great partnership. It's hard to believe it's been over a decade already. 2012-13, the first year. So what is this year? 13 of the affiliation now, and it's been, I think, over that time, the most successful partnership in the American Hockey League in terms of top to bottom. And, they put a lot of value in the success in this team here. They value the winning here to help their prospects, learn, grow, and become what they want to be. And to go through, the moments here to be ready for those moments in the NHL. So I think it's been a terrific partnership, and I expect that to continue here moving forward.
Again, this weekend, it's a road series, but back home for the home opener against Rochester next Saturday. With that in mind, Lucas, what can fans expect this year? Is there anything different in terms of game day experience, different food options, different seating options? What can fans expect when they go back down to the War Memorial next weekend?
Yeah, a lot of changes to the building this year. I know that from the concession side, I think everyone was pretty excited from the building who puts the concessions together. They had a lot of great ideas, and looking forward to seeing those unveiled over the next week at the home opener, and then brand new lower bowl seating, new speakers. There are speakers all around the building. So I think there's a lot of big changes to their game day experience, and we cannot wait to see how it all comes together. We've seen all the toys, and now we got to just put them together in an actual game and whatnot starting next week. And it's a great way to start it off against Rochester, a team the Crunch have played in the playoffs for 3 straight years. Obviously, the Crunch lost to them in the playoffs this past year, so I think they're looking forward to getting some revenge in the home opener next week.
They've got that one circled in their minds, Paulie, as we like to say on the show. All right, Lucas, great stuff as always. Appreciate you coming on. So glad that hockey is back in our lives. We'll have that game for you right here on ESPN Radio tomorrow. Thanks for the time. Enjoy your time in Hershey. We'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, looking forward to it. See you guys.
All right, play-by-play man, Lucas Favale, voice of the Crunch, joining us here on the show. Again, Syracuse and Hershey tomorrow and Sunday, and then back at it a week from tomorrow here inside the War Memorial against the Rochester Americans. And with that, we'll hit our final timeout of the first hour. We've got plenty more to come here on the show. We've got our pick segment. We've got John Schmelk coming up at 1:30 to talk about that big win for the Giants last night. We'll check in on the market next and wrap up hour number 1 on the other side. Back after this on ESPN Radio.
I've calmed down a little bit. Just a little. My breathing has gotten to a normal place. My phone told me, calm down, asshole. Oh.
I'll bring it up again. That's frustrating.
I'm going to use the little boys' room.
Anybody else going to Monster Jam tomorrow? What's up, Gaper?
10 seed would be awesome.
It would be.
I would take a 10 seed in a second. We'll get calls complaining about that, though. Well, this team shouldn't be a 10 seed. Should be. You can fire them, 10 seed. Did you greet your fans?
I asked if anybody else was going to Monster Jam tomorrow. Not your jam, Jen. I don't know that it's my jam either, but we're going to try it.
Do you enjoy a nice jam, Steve?
Strawberry, grape.
Marmalade?
I don't like the seeds.
I don't know why I used to eat that as a kid, and now the thought of it makes it, I can taste it just talking about it. It tastes gross. Phil, I tend to do them when I don't travel with the team.
This hour of Orange Nation is brought to you by Syracuse Bicycle. Visit them at SyracuseBicycle.com. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. ESPN 97.7 and 100.1. Watch live on QSportsTalk.com.
Of the airwaves, here is my request. You don't have.
I can remember hearing this song on the radio as a kid. I was 8.
I've been listening to
You remember this one?
I do remember this song.
radio, and you seem like a friend.
This is when people respected radio personalities, Steve. They sang songs about them. Pilot of the Airwaves, Charlie Dore. There were so many good radio songs back then. When people loved DJs. Pilot of the Airwaves, Last Night a DJ Saved My Life, Radio by Diana Summer. Donna Summer.
Donna Summer, yes.
Yeah, people respected radio personalities. Now they just feel like they can trash them.
They got their flowers back then?
Yeah.
Not anymore?
Now we're basically circus clowns. We're still an inch above circus clowns.
I hope so.
Barely.
Let's check in on the market. Let's bring in our good friend Bill from Lee Baldwin and Company. Bill, how's the market doing today?
We were having a good day. The markets were solidly in the green, but then we reversed course after President Trump threatened to call off summits with the Chinese president, as China is being a little stubborn, not selling their rare earths or taking our rare earth metals. So the market's reversed course. The Dow's down 500, but to be honest, we've had a great run, so we're kind of due for a pullback. There are diamonds out there today. We're going to go with Pepsi, that had better than expected earnings yesterday and continues to perform well today, up 3%, as people are optimistic business is improving and they're able to keep their costs down even though tariffs are an issue. And then today, the weakness, I'm going to say, is Chinese-related stocks. Alibaba, one of their more popular stocks that trades on our exchange, is down 7%. So overall, a negative day, but we've had a phenomenal run.
All right. Appreciate it, Bill. I hope you have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Lee Baldwin, all the diamonds, none of the dogs. Be sure to visit LeeBaldwin.com.
I don't know who's out at the Megadesk right now, Steve, but we are able to put polls up on our QSportsTalk.com for our chat to partake in, and the one they have up it's not even in English.
What does it say?
I'm not even going to justify it. It's a shot at me from someone here because I said I was going to use the little boys' room during the commercial break.
Oh.
It says, how does use the little boys' bathroom? It's not even English.
Well, I can tell you.
That was Paul.
I was going to say, I can tell you that when I went out there to talk to Tim earlier, Paul was the one sitting at the mega desk.
Dude can't even tie his shoes. Now he can't even speak English. What an embarrassment. Who hired that idiot?
Come on.
Whoever hired that guy should be fired. How does use little boy's bathroom? That's what he put. Whoever hired that guy should be fired.
Man, you're fired up today.
I can't do this anymore. Radio used to be fun. Someone posted a picture. This might get a little sentimental. Someone posted a picture of a guy who passed away I used to work with on social media. And I always smile when I see his picture because he passed away in the 90s. And radio was still a little bit like WKRP back then. There wasn't the total political correctness. And we had so much fun. So much fun doing radio. And now it's a job.
Well, the topic is different, too. Like, doing morning radio is different than doing sports radio.
I was doing nights, and this kid that I'm talking about and I, would work nights together, and we'd be like 3 or 4 of us only in the radio station at the time. And it was so much fun. It was fun. And now I just got people making polls up that don't make sense. I used to be the idiot, and now I'm in charge of the idiots, Steve. And it's I've had enough.
You don't have fun sometimes. I don't believe you.
I have fun all the time. I make fun of everything, but I just
it's a different kind of fun now.
Yeah. I long for the days of us, like, we caught a kid back then when we had, like, Netscape Navigator and dial-up internet, and we caught him downloading a naked picture on the work computer, and we snuck in and scared him. Those were the good old days. Can't do that anymore. Those were the good old days.
The good old days.
Yeah.
You missed those days.
Because you would, you download the picture, and it didn't have to be a naked chick, Steve. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. But it took forever, and it would just slowly, it would start at her head. And it would just slowly work. Oh, there's her eyebrows. And it would slowly, and it would take 15 minutes. And the guy was just sitting there all excited, and we scared him and ruined his whole night.
Anything happened to him? Did he get fired?
No, I couldn't fire anybody back then. We were laughing. We were having fun.
All right, we've got to stay on time here because we've got John Schmelk coming up right at 1:30. We've got our pick segment to get to. We've got today's business. So hour number 1 in the books, and hour number 2 starts next on ESPN Radio.
Yeah, when you hit the shoulders, Kevin, you were good. Yeah, let's go. Boobies are next. This is why we're not on the app, because I said boobies are next.
Probably, yeah.
No, I adult every day. And I get through it. It's just, today has got me dejected. You guys, just people getting mad at us for actually now talking about Red getting fired. I've had enough. I wouldn't say it was encouraged, but all I was like a night DJ hosting a show called Paulie's Playhouse. Nothing I could do. I found that crap funny that the guy working the board for a Yankees game was downloading naked chicks. Wasn't my worry back then. Now I have to fire. I've had to fire people for doing that now. I've moved my way up the ladder. I sound like no, I'm not. I don't talk to anybody at work. I don't know if you guys know this. I go in my office and sit in there. I crack jokes with my coworkers, sure. But I'm not like an HR nightmare. I didn't get offended. I hate hypocrisy, and you guys are the ultimate. You're probably number 1 on my list, Gaper. Well, they want us both fired. Not you, Steve. Me and Paul. Paul, come in and explain yourself. How fast were you typing that? You're like, I'm going to get him. I got him this time. How does little boy use bathroom? That's exactly what happened. He's probably dying laughing out there at himself.
What happened was Tim Backer walked by and I got distracted.
No,
you
were so happy that you were so happy you were going to burn me, and you got to.
He went to the bathroom. 3 minutes later, I put that out. It wasn't.
And you mistyped it like a dope.
You love your friend over here?
I'm just staying out of this.
Do you introduce him to your kids?
Or
you're like, Paulie's over there. Let's go this way.
Yeah,
my dad wanted to say hi to him yesterday, so after we had lunch, we came back.
I met all of his kids.
My dad said hi.
I don't think I met your son. Oh, yeah, you did. You brought him in.
JP, you met him at...
No, your oldest.
Oh.
But I'm saying,
he came here one day.
Yeah.
As a parent, have you tried, and it's just so happened that they've met him?
No, like I was at where were we? We were at the Nationals. You met JP. You've seen JP a few times.
Yeah. I fist bumped him at the quad the other day.
That's right.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Would you trust him to babysit your kids?
I'm shocked that he trusted you with Indy, to be honest with
We
you.
were great.
I'm shocked.
It was great. There was no problems. Went to the bathroom. She ate.
That's good.
Here's somebody who can at least type.
Sounds like you did your job.
I was insulted that you even had to ask who was at the mega desk.
He knew. He knew.
I knew.
Oh, are we doing picks here?
Yeah.
I haven't even looked.
Oh, I need to get mine.
Right, Tronic. Like, if you're gonna try and burn or make fun of your coworkers by saying he sits when he pees, at least type it right. Tronic nailed it. You wouldn't trust me to babysit a kid? What the hell am I gonna do? I just sit there and stare at it. Don't move. You're gonna get hurt.
Well, don't call it it. What do you mean? Stare at it.
It's an it to me. It's not my kid. Welcome back to Orange Nation. 1980 is the year for One Hit Wonders today. We only got 1981 left. Whip It, Devo. This is a weird video. Devo's a weird band.
I don't remember the video. I know
They all
the
had
song,
like
but-
those pots on their head, like pots in a plant would sit in those red ones, and they would whip things. Because this song's called Whip It.
Yeah, vaguely remember that now. Tim is here.
Donna Datota never got back to us yesterday telling us whether or not she actually remembered the...
I think she was doing it right when she got off.
Commissar. Yeah, I know.
The interview with us.
I was hoping she would text in and be like, yeah, guys, I remembered Dirk Commissar's video. Tim, how are you, buddy?
I think I'm doing better than you today, Paul. You seem agitated.
Yeah, I am.
I should mention that we are driving into our second hour right now. And that
Yes.
was brought to you by Burdick BMW Cicero.
I wish you would drive over me.
It's a Friday. Cheer up.
It is.
Bye week. You don't even have to work
There's
tomorrow,
no
right?
games.
I always have to work.
Okay.
I got an 80s show to do tomorrow. Sunny 102, 8 o'clock. Tune in. Plug myself.
All right. Shall we do our NFL picks?
I wasn't even ready for this.
I
yet.
wasn't either.
I don't think we.
Yeah, I don't think any of us were.
We've looked at it at all. We
Steve
could do
hasn't cheated.
today's business now.
No.
Okay.
Just because I don't have a kicker either. Let's do let's do our picks because I'm awful at it. How did we do last week?
You don't even want to know. You were 0-3 last week,
That's about
Paul.
right.
I think I was 1-2.
Yeah, Steve, you were 1-2. Steve is still very good on the year. He is 8-4, so he is making us money. Paulie, you are now 3-9 overall. I did go 3-0 last week in my debut week.
Nice.
After Gio was 0-3.
Well
so
done.
The producers are 3-3 in the last 2 weeks. But now we got to figure out what the heck we're picking this week. Anyone want to start?
I'll start with that London game. I feel like the London games or the games overseas are always a little bit funky, and Broncos are coming off a big win over the Eagles. They're 6.5-point favorites. I feel like the Jets are going to keep this close just because, again, a lot of times those overseas games are a little bit weird. So give me the Jets to keep it within a touchdown. Jets plus 6.5.
I'll go the opposite of Steve on that. I'll go overseas myself. Take a little flight abroad and take the Broncos minus 6.5 versus the Jets. They're going to win by 2 touchdowns. Thank you.
The one line I see here that seems fishy, as we always look for the fishy lines, the Seahawks on the road in Jacksonville are 1.5-point favorites on the Jaguars.
I think the Seahawks are sneaky good.
But the Jags are 4-1. Wouldn't they be favored in that game?
I think they're sneaky bad.
So the way that you guys wrote these, so normally it's like team at team. So the
home team's on the left.
The
on
home
our
team is
sheet.
first.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I got you.
so-and-so versus,
So it's Seattle at Jacksonville.
It is,
That does seem a little odd to me. I mean, Jags are coming off, that was a Monday night game, right? So, maybe they look at it as one less day to prepare.
But that's west to east, right?
Yeah.
Where was Seattle last week? Were they home?
I would imagine they were home. I don't know off the top of my head.
I'll take that. I'll take the Jags in that game. Plus 1.5.
That's what Vegas wants.
Yeah, they're probably baiting me into that one.
Baiting you into that.
Go ahead, Steve. It's your turn.
No, I was looking up to see where.
Right.
Yeah, Seattle was home. They played the Bucks. They lost that 38-35 game to the Bucks last week. Okay, great. My turn again. You talk about fishy lines. Cowboys 3.5 on the road in Carolina. Are the Cowboys not? Much
they should
better.
Win that,
they should win that and win it handily, I would think. So I will take the Cowboys to cover that.
Panthers are so confusing, though. They looked good last week. 2 weeks ago, they looked terrible. Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm going to take the Bills minus 4.5. I think I just jumped Paulie.
That's okay. You do what you got to do.
Okay. Bills Monday Night Football in a bounce-back spot against the Falcons, who I do think we chatted with Chris Brown on my show yesterday about how the Falcons have some matchup sort of nightmares for the Bills, with Drake London being a shifty slot guy. Then they've got Kyle Pitts to guard, and the Bills are banged up defensively. Seems like Matt Milano's not going to play, but I just have to think that they're going to want to put together like some style points after how last week went and kind of reestablish they're one of the best teams in the league.
I hope so. Hope you're right.
I'm going to pick my own team, Steve. I'm a big Steelers fan. I think they're starting to click offensively. Give me the Steelers minus 6.5 at Cleveland.
I think it's in Pittsburgh, right?
That is in Pittsburgh, I think.
All right. Yeah, okay, in Pittsburgh.
Even better.
Either way.
You get the home field.
I didn't listen when you just explained that.
No, that's okay. Man, that Bengals-Packers line, that's a big number. 14.5.
And they've got Joe Flacco. I don't know is Joe Flacco going to start?
Supposedly, that's what I saw, that he's going to start. I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to go to the Lions-Chiefs. I realize the Chiefs season, it kind of feels like the Chiefs season is on the line here a little bit. I just think the Lions are the better team. I was surprised to see that the Chiefs were favored. That line's come down since. I think it's at 1.5 now. Give me the Lions just to win the game outright.
In Arrowhead. Okay.
Yeah. I just think they're better. And it's still one more week before Rice comes back, right? He's out 6 games, so Rice is still out one more game. I think the Lions go on the road and get it done.
I'm going to take the Lions, too. I'm tired of Arrowhead Sunday night football games. Kind of tired of the whole thing. Let's see the Lions go in there and win the game. Then I can root against the Chiefs as well. And I'll definitely be watching that game. That'll be a great game.
All right, my final pick. You know what? I think the Seahawks are going to win that game at Jacksonville. So give me the Seahawks.
The sneaky good Seahawks.
Yeah, against the sneaky bad Jags.
Yeah.
We did that exercise very quickly.
Good.
Well done.
I don't think we put much thought into it. I think that's the secret.
It sounds like this whole show.
Well, anytime I do prep, you yell at me and say I'm cheating. So
you're not prepping.
Yes, I am.
If you were
I'm looking
prepping,
into trends. I'm looking into.
If you were prepping, you would open up a page of just like each team specifically and go over their scouting reports.
Sometimes I do that.
And you open up other gambling sites and see who they're picking.
I see what people are saying, and then I make my decisions for myself. But I haven't done that at all this year, and I'm 8-4. So zip it.
So maybe I've helped you out.
Maybe.
Trust your gut.
Okay. Why don't we? Do you want to take a quick time out here, and then we'll come back? We'll give us a little bit more time with today's business.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Then we'll. You got to find a kicker. So.
Right.
I got
pressure's
on.
on.
I found it during the picks.
We could talk Giants on this side of the break or next side, the other side of the break. It's up to you guys.
Let's take a timeout.
You want to take a timeout?
I need a break. I need to breathe a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk more NFL. We'll get into today's business. We've got John Schmelk coming up at 1:30. Back after this on ESPN Radio.
No, but he gets bragging rights over me. And that's way better than money. Am I now that I see Blip It, was there a game, a toy called Blip that we used to play in the late 70s?
Bop It.
No, Blip.
Oh.
Steve, I know what Bop It is. I didn't say Bop.
He's very angry today.
I didn't say no because he thinks he knows what I'm talking about.
That was what came to mind for me too. I'm glad I didn't say it.
Not Bop It, guys. It's other people. All right, I'll let that one slide. It was called Blip.
Everyone was thinking
it was called Blip. I just hate when people think they know what I'm thinking when you don't know a damn thing. And the commercial was blip, 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 blip. So now I'm going to Google it.
I'm Googling. I've already Googled it. Oh, yeah. I had that.
Yeah.
I remember
it's
that
not
now.
Bop It, jackass. You know everything. Let's see if I can find the commercial. And if the commercial went blip, blip, blip. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, 1979 commercial. Here we go.
Is the digital game that you can take with you anywhere.
That's
With
the commercial, Steve. You hear it?
The light-emitting diode zips across the screen. You try to press the
I don't remember the commercial, but I do remember the game.
An automatic readout keeps score. Two people or only one will play. When you play with Blip, you get carried away. And so does...
There you go.
Wonder if it's in the Toy Hall of Fame.
Yeah, low-key jerk. Thank you. CJC gets me. I just get sick of him sometimes predicting what I'm thinking.
The game Blip is not inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. It is iconic, but did not make it. Has not made it yet.
I like that guy, Dominic. No, CJC gets me. He goes to the meat department with me. You don't know anything about me. You don't know me, Cavendo.
Went to the meat department with him?
Mm-hmm. He hangs out in the meat department with me. Is Bop It in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Shrinky Dink's good. Your head. I would like to Bop It.
Bop It is not in the Toy Hall of Fame.
What if I just...
It was a finalist in 2023.
What an honor.
But ultimately was not selected.
When does that happen? Because Tim's not aware of that. That's an annual thing for us.
It is an annual thing.
When does that? It's around...
I don't know. I used to know because of Bridge Street, but I don't do Bridge Street anymore.
What are we talking about? Hall of Fame?
Toy Hall of Fame. When are the inductee? When are the announcements made? Toy Hall of Fame class of 2025. Oh, the 12 finalists were released in September.
Yeah, Tim, you suck. Know your job.
Battleship, Connect 4.
This is going to be our kicker.
Cornhole.
Hold on. Don't
okay. Okay.
Use it as our kicker.
Okay.
Jeez. Save it for the air. I just said that. Come on.
You should do something fun tomorrow, Paulie. You seem like you need it.
Murder someone. That sounds fun.
Jesus.
Is it I just have a question on pronunciation. Catan? Catan?
Catan. Settlers of Catan?
Catan?
Yeah. See, I think it's Catan, though.
Sand in there, Steve?
No, not according to this.
That might be something different than if it's a Catan, but...
Oh, come on.
What?
No, just one of the...
There's always one weird...
Sand is not, but there's another one that makes no sense.
Some of the weirdest lyrics ever written in a song. We won't get into that. But Benny Mardones, Into the Night. Syracuse legend. I don't know what his tie is to this town because I didn't grow up here, but man, did they love themselves some Benny Mardones.
They did. This was like his second home.
R.I.P. I remember he played Rockin' Bowl one night when I was at Rockin' Bowl. What an honor for him.
He built a large local following through several performances in Central New York. He called the city his hometown on some occasions. Yeah, no, he had strong ties here, but I don't know what made him fall in love with the city of Syracuse. But, okay, so he says he moved here. He lived here for a while. So there you go. That's why.
Okay.
Time for today's business, brought to you by Superior Plus Propane. We got a very fun kicker that we're going to get to. We got John Schmelk coming up in just a little bit. He'll dive into the Giants' big win last night. Been an interesting start to the Jackson Dart experience because they had the big win week 1 where everyone was kind of wondering, is it too early to go to Jackson Dart? He looked good in week 1, beat the Chargers. Then they lost last week to the Saints, and Thursday Night Football, no one gave them a chance last night against the Eagles. Eagles were 7.5-point favorites in that game, and he looked pretty darn good. So,
he looked great.
Yeah, at this point, I guess they made the right call. I mean, it was amazing to see Russell Wilson come in for one pass as well, and it was a terrible pass, and everyone's booing Russell Wilson, but it does feel like the Giants have something here with Jackson Dart right now.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reason to be excited if you're a Giants fan. It's probably not going to happen this year, but the future looks bright. And even, you look at Scattaboo and the way that he played last night and the way he's looked through the first 5 games of the season and the way Jackson Dart looked last night. And even in that Saints game, they lost it, but he got off to a fast start. He's done well in these 3 games. And, they're obviously, 2-1 in the 3 games that he started. But I think there's a lot of reason to be optimistic of what he brings to the table. Now, he took a couple shots last night, and they did have a few designed runs in there, and they may, that might be the type of thing, they may dial that back
right
as things move along here to try to protect him. We saw him go into the 10 at one point, which is why Russell Wilson came in and, had to take a couple of snaps there, handed it off one time, and then threw it one time before Dart came back in. So I think they're going to try to, they're going to have to try to protect him, but that is partly what he is. Like that first touchdown was awesome. He stepped up in the pocket, made a beeline for the end zone. He's got some speed. They worked in a lot of short passes last night. They didn't really do anything too complicated for him. He executed the game plan to perfection, and they out-executed what the Eagles did. They were the better team. They played better, and they deserved to win.
Not everything rosy in that game either, though. Dable is being investigated now by the NFL for yelling at the doctor.
Did you see it? I know there's baseball on. Did you see how it all went down?
I saw the highlights of that. That wasn't a good look.
Yeah, it wasn't
apologized.
A good look. Right. And in his defense, too, I don't know that he was yelling at the doctor like, clear him. I think it was more so like, what do we, what's the verdict? Can he come back? I know. And he was obviously wrong, but I think it was easy to look at that sequence and think that he was yelling at the doctor to clear him. I think it was more so he wanted some clarity on what's going on, with my starting
Let the doctor cook.
Yeah. Right.
Just let him do his job.
Stop bothering me. Let me get my job done, then I will tell you. Yes. That's the way it should go, and hopefully he
can't
learns
be like rushing through someone's health.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel that the quarterback position this year, it's been kind of fascinating? Paulie hit on this maybe off the top of the show, I think, where you talked about Daniel Jones, and everyone forms opinions on QBs, and I just feel like we've seen a lot of change of scenery work for QBs to this point. Like Baker Mayfield is now viewed as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He was cut at one point. We're seeing I don't know. It gets me thinking about the Syracuse situation a little bit, but it just feels like this year in particular, like Drake May had a terrible situation coaching staff-wise in his first year. Now he's got the right offensive coordinator. Now he's thriving. Yeah. Maybe we don't put enough value in how much the situation matters for young quarterbacks. I mean, Mac Jones looks pretty good all of a sudden because he's with the 49ers.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, I think, is another
it's like
example.
everyone that's left
Geno
the Jets.
Smith.
Yeah.
Well, right. And some of it, could be playing in New York, right? I mean, some of it could. I'm not saying all of it, but not everybody's cut out to do that. And listen, guys do get better as well. So, like in the case of Baker Mayfield, it could have been he was in a bad situation with a bad team. It could also be, yes, he's in a better situation now, and they're playing more to his strengths, but maybe he's gotten better along the way. And the more you play, the more reps you get, the better you get. Obviously, it's like anything. It's like what we do, right, Tim? Like the more that we're in front of a microphone and talk, we get more comfortable doing it. So it could be some just natural progression and natural improvement. But yeah, I think it's a lesson to everybody not to just write off somebody because they get off to a slow start.
Other things play into it too, and it's the offensive line.
Sure.
Tommy DeVito had
play
a better,
calling.
Yeah. It's and so it's
such a position where confidence matters so much, and we're seeing in college football, Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, the Florida quarterback DJ Lagway, a lot of guys that were hyped up this year. And I think in the case of Arch, you talk about offensive line, Texas offensive line has been terrible this year, so that hasn't put him in a position to succeed. But once your confidence gets shaken, it feels like it's very tough to get that back. And I guess that would be the concern with Ricky Collins. But this is also, I think you can make the same case in reverse, that if you give him time, he's in a good situation. The play calling is good. He just needs to start hitting those little throws and doing the little things a little bit better.
And I think when you have a bad offensive line, like Paulie brings up Tommy DeVito, I think it does change you to some degree, too. I mean, Tommy DeVito was the most sacked quarterback 2 years in a row in the country, and it makes you – and we saw what he did. He went to Illinois, and he was much, much better, and then into the NFL, and he's done some good things. But if you're in that same situation behind that offensive line, you start developing some bad habits, right? Because you feel like you don't have time to throw, even if maybe on a particular play you do. You feel like everything's sped up. You make bad decisions, and things kind of snowball. So, yeah, I think there are a lot of factors that go into it. But, again, it is a reminder that do I think Arch Manning is a bad quarterback? No. Has he played well this year? No, he hasn't. But if he's in a better situation or a different team, or he may thrive. So let's not give up on some of these guys. But Dart has been great, and I think he's got a really bright future in this league, and certainly a bright future with the Giants.
What stands out to you guys about the MLB playoffs? We're going to get 2 Game 5s that look to both be exciting pitching matchups. Scooble will be on the mound here tonight as Detroit plays in Seattle. Is there anyone you're rooting for now that you've got your teams already out of it? Or
I would like to see the Mariners finally win one.
Yeah. I'm rooting for the Mariners, too, I think.
The thing with, everybody talks Judge and Cal Raleigh MVP. I don't think people realize, like, when you get into the playoffs, how much a hitter doesn't matter. But if you've got a Tariq Skubal on your roster, he could win you a series.
Right. That's
Especially
what I'm saying.
It's a 5-game series.
He could go out and win 3 games in a 5-game series for you.
Yeah, I think Seattle's a better team, but they may not win this series because Skubal's on the mound tonight.
He's a better pitcher than they've got. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on George Kirby going into this one. Obviously Pat Murphy being the CBA grad, I would love to see, and my good friend Darius Joshua, who used to work with us at Channel 9, he works out in Milwaukee. He said, is there anybody that you would like to see? So I would like to see the Brewers advance.
I would like to see the Dodgers lose.
I know you would.
Me.
I know you would.
Someone did call in the first segment to relay that they want Pat Murphy to be booked on the show. And I sort of jokingly said, unless Steve is best friends with him, I don't think that he's going to have time.
I'm definitely not best friends with him. I don't think we would
I don't
be able
think
to book him.
Pat Murphy relates to Syracuse very well either.
Yeah,
we talked about that last year. He doesn't have a warm and fuzzy relationship with the city, although that honor last year being inducted in the Greater Syracuse Sports Hall of Fame, he said it, I hadn't been back a long time. I haven't thought about Syracuse in a long time, but I think it kind of opened those doors for him to start feeling warm and fuzzy about Syracuse again. So
it feels like all of the things we grasp to at Syracuse are just not ours. Like when it comes to, Tom Cruise is here. Like, how long did he live here?
Not long.
The Baldwins aren't really from here.
Alec Baldwin and
they're not from here. They just got
Post Malone.
Post Malone was only here until he was 7.
9, I think it was.
Did I say Tom Cruise already?
Yes.
Like he's very Richard Gere. He hasn't been here in forever.
Yeah.
Why doesn't just somebody come and stay here? Like me and you, Steve.
Yeah,
Jim
I was just gonna
Boeheim
say,
stayed here.
Yeah, we've stayed. Jim stayed.
Great. What's our kicker, Steve? Seeing that we lost Jordan, Tim did not follow through with something that is a staple on our show.
Yeah, so not his fault. He didn't know.
He's been reprimanded.
I
wrote him up for this.
The 12 finalists have been announced for the Toy Hall of Fame. We do this every year. The finalists came out about a month ago. I'm going to rattle through them, and you can pick your 3 favorites. Only 3 can get in out of this list.
Wow.
Or you can only vote for 3 out of this list. Battleship is back as a finalist again.
That's your go-to. I think you vote for that every year.
Catan or Catan, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Tim said
Catan, I think.
You said you were aware of it. Connect 4.
That's a big Steve
That's a good
fun.
one.
That is hours of fun for Stephen Fonte. I get
Cornhole.
Oh, man, these are good.
Is cornhole?
It's a game.
It's a different category, I feel like.
I feel like that's an adult game, but okay.
Furby.
Don't know what that is.
It's a fuzzy creature with piglet ears, a bird beak, and drowsy blinking eyes. Debuted in 1998.
They were terrifying.
I would think that would be right up your alley. Debuted in 98. That's right around when you were a kid,
We're
right?
about the same age, yeah.
A scooter.
Okay.
You know what a scooter is.
Yeah.
Not
In
Scooter who calls
Janesville?
the show,
Yeah.
but get on a scooter. Slime is on the list.
This isn't a great list.
I'm enjoying it.
So sand is not on this list, but snow is. Snow.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, they're getting a little liberal with what is a toy and what isn't at this point.
Spirograph.
Oh, I loved that.
Paulie, you're going to love this one. A Star Wars lightsaber.
Those are, you know what? I can't do that because they're hard to, you can't replicate it. Also, this is a tube with a light in it.
Okay.
It did make a great hollow thump when you hit someone on the head with it, though.
Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh, yeah.
And Trivial Pursuit.
Okay, that's number 1.
That is the list.
That's a good one.
Trivial Pursuit's in. Tickle Me Elmo is in.
So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back through them real quick, like you would for Artist of the Day. Trivial Pursuit, Tickle Me Elmo, Star Wars lightsaber, Spirograph, Snow, Slime, Scooter, Furby, Cornhole, Connect 4, Catan, however you pronounce it, and Battleship.
Furby is kind of creepy. I just looked it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely is.
The eyes are kind of staring right at me.
So Spirograph is not what I thought it was. It's with I had a thing where you would put. I was thinking it was the thing where you put the canvas on the spinner and you took the ketchup and mustard bottles of paint and.
Oh, right.
It's not it, so that's out.
We should have done this as a starting 5.
I would go.
Toys.
I would go Trivial Pursuit. What was the one right at before?
Tickle Me Elmo.
Tickle Me Elmo's in, and then Slime.
Okay.
I thought when Steve said slime, you were like, this isn't a good list.
Yeah, it's not. Slime is okay, though. Everybody played with slime.
I'm going to go Cornhole, Connect 4, and Snow, because we're in Syracuse.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm going Cornhole, Connect 4, Trivial Pursuit. I do like Battleship, as you know.
My
That's
first
honorable
2
mention.
answers, I was like, this is what Steve's going to pick. I was trying not to pick Battleship because I was guessing we were going to be
I think I picked Battleship last year. It didn't get in.
Steve also would not want to play with slime. He'd be like, no, that
definitely
comes
not.
in a trash can and gross, sticky, ew.
Sticky, right?
Yeah,
Sticky
germs.
and gooey. It's like s'mores. We got to take a timeout. We got to get to John Schmelk on the other side. We'll talk New York Giants football with him next on ESPN Radio.
I should time up well. He said should be free right at 1:30.
You don't know me, Spatch and the Wheeze. Maybe I got a spirograph at home. You know what I do at home when I do crossword. I buy like the big book of crossword puzzles, and I do those.
You like crosswords?
Yeah. They're relaxed.
What's the year we have left for
81?
81. Okay.
I mean, you say we have left, didn't we? I mean, we have a lot of the 90s left, don't we?
I said 80 through 95.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen to the show, Steve.
Why did you cut it off at 95?
Because I said it was our prime years. Oh, okay. I want yours and I had prime years.
All right.
You didn't care about me.
Yeah, F you.
Well, you're young. These songs would all be different.
You're still in your prime years, you jackass. CJC does know me because he looks in my windows at night. Last night he was like, "You're gonna use that towel again? Gross!" He yelled at her. 3-hit wonders right in the middle of the interview. I just started playing a song. 7-hit wonders. That would be artist of the day. I had an Etch-a-Sketch. All I could do is draw a box with it because I'm slow, but. Sometimes I can make a staircase.
We had Light Bright, Michael Antonio. Had an Etch-a-Sketch, too.
Yeah, Kevin, I explained that to Steve once, and he didn't get the fact that we would try and destroy our toys. Like when you're a kid, you want to be like, how does this work? How does Stretch Arms stretch like this? And so you cut his arms off to see what happened. I had a radio as a kid that I took apart to see if I could put it back together.
How close are we to being back?
30 seconds. Okay. You all right with that?
Yeah, we got to be off right at 1:40.
This is our show. He doesn't tell us what to do. I see people do art on Etch-a-Sketch, and I was like, oh, look, stairs. One-hit wonders from 1980, Steve. Remember this one? Cars by Gary Newman.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like this is on a commercial too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what commercial, but
a song about probably a car commercial.
Probably.
Steve. It'd be weird if it was for food.
That's true. That's a good bet. All right, let's bring on our good friend John Schmelk, a New York Giants pregame and postgame host, to talk about what was an incredible win last night, 34-17 over the Eagles. John, I did not see that coming. I didn't see a Giants win. I certainly didn't expect to see a dominating Giants win like that. What surprised you the most from that performance last night?
Yeah, I was surprised too. And I think what surprised me the most is how the offense was able to move the ball and consistently score. I mean, 5 offensive touchdowns in a game for the New York Football Giants. I mean, when's the last time we saw that? And to do it against the defense on a short week with a rookie quarterback that's coordinated by Vic Fangio, I think you have to tip your cap now. I understand there's no Jalen Carter. I understand there's no Nolan Smith. I understand Quinion Mitchell went out of the game in the first quarter with a hamstring injury. I don't have any rebuttals for any of that for an Eagle fan that might say, well, we weren't at full strength. Absolutely true. But we've seen the Giants teams too many times against teams that were not at full strength, still not be able to score. So take what you can. The offense did a great job 34 points against an Eagles defense. That is a huge win, and I had no idea that was going to happen in this game.
And along those lines, you talk about how the offense was so impressive. We got to look at the quarterback position, and Jackson Dart has breathed some life and some excitement into this offense and into this fan base. What has it been about his performances through these 3 games now that stands out to you in terms of what type of player he can be as he continues to improve?
Yeah, and I'm going to give you more of a whole answer on this because, we talked before the year, and I said, I think you should take your time. You bring him too early, he's not going to be ready, and it's not going to work, right? I think we had that conversation in the offseason. And I was wrong about that, and I think I figured out why. As a passer, he's about what I thought he was going to be. There's not a whole lot of, reading through all the progressions and, sitting in the pocket, being your pocket traditional NFL quarterback and all that stuff. But the reason he's been able to be successful and why he's been able to be successful early and what's impressed me the most, coming out of college, I knew he was a good athlete. He could run a little bit. He can, step up in the pocket. I did not think his legs would play up and his athleticism would play up the way it has in the National Football League. And, it's very hard for kids to come out of college these days and just be a pocket passer and be successful, which is why it's so hard to draft those guys. So in order for rookie quarterbacks to stay on the field early in their career and succeed, for the most part, they have to be able to move around a little bit and run. And I thought Dart was a good athlete. I didn't think he'd be able to deadleg Zach Bond, an all-pro linebacker, spying him and juke him in the middle of the field and run for a 20-yard touchdown. I didn't think he would play up that much as an athlete. And to me, that's what's impressed me the most. And his sack avoidance in this game was critical. He's had a bunch of plays the last 3 weeks where if Russell Wilson, again, it's not Russell Wilson's fault. He's over 35 years old. If he was a quarterback, he would have been sacked. Dart is showing great pocket awareness, presence. He has that spidey sense back there where he kind of knows where the rushers are and he can avoid them. And then he keeps his eyes up for the most part when he's running around. So that, to me, his ability to complete those loose plays, turn potential negative plays into either neutral plays or positive plays, that's been the biggest difference for him, and I think why he's been able to succeed so early in his career.
What do you make of how the Giants handled the concussion protocol last night? Brian Daboll has apologized for how he handled it. What are you hearing down there in terms of the NFL looking into it and how the Giants are kind of responding to what happened last night?
Yeah, I've seen those reports too. Brian Daboll was asked about it today. He said he's going to refrain from comment and they'll wait to hear from the league. They have not heard from the league yet. Obviously, I'm sure the league doesn't want people in the tent, and multiple people stuck their heads in the tent when they're doing the independent concussion evaluation. At least that's what I think they were doing in there. So we'll find out. We've never seen this before, so I guess we'll see how the league feels about it.
What does a win like this do for this team? And they got off to a slow start, obviously, and now we've seen 2 wins in the last 3 games, and there seems to be a lot of excitement around this franchise right now and around this team. Do you think it translates into anything this year, or is this very much, kind of like a rebuilding year and the birth of, maybe what could be some successful seasons ahead?
Yeah, look, I think it gives Giant fans hope for the future. I think the people in the building are saying, well, maybe we can make a bit of a run here. You're a 64-yard, Aubrey field goal against Dallas away from being 3-3. If you don't turn it over a million times against the Saints, you could be 3-3. And look, the schedule is really tough. Your odds are against you, but these guys don't know any better. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, they have no, recollection that the Giants were 7-27 in their last 34 games against the Eagles. They didn't care. They didn't have the battle scars of being here the last 5 years and seeing teams like the Cowboys and the Eagles dominate the Giants. They do not care about that. So I think it's a new and fresh energy with Dart and Scatterbo. But the most important thing here, guys, and this is why I think, fans should understand what's happening, Jackson Dart's got a lot of help. Like in this game early, Little Jordan Humphrey catches a contested jump ball. Wanda Robinson breaks the tackle, turns a 10-yard catch into a 30-yard touchdown catch. He's getting really good protection from the offensive line since Andrew Thomas came back. In the 2 wins, the Giants have been able to run the ball 39 and over 40 times because they've gotten leads in these games, and the defense has done a good job. So I think you're seeing a way to win come together. And, we'll see how it goes going forward because the schedule's tough. But I think, these guys just want to win, man. Every week they see the opponent, they want to win that individual week.
Cam Scatterbo has been awesome. Now with Tyrone Tracy starting to get healthy here, what is Cam Scatterbo's role, you think, moving forward this year?
He's a number 1 running back.
Yeah.
And it's less of a time share than I thought it was going to be. He's especially useful in goal line, goal to go, red zone, short yardage. I mean, the Giants had the ball first and 10 at the 15-yard line. They ran it 3 times at Scatterbo, ran one quarterback sneak and had a touchdown. That's how you go 3 for 3 in the red zone. You run the ball with power. He falls 4 on every play. You block it for 2, he'll get you 4. He brings energy. He breaks tackles, contact balance. He's been a breath of fresh air, and I think his teammates love him to death. And as long as he stays healthy going forward with his running style, we'll see. There's no reason to think he's not going to be the number 1 running back for the foreseeable future.
All right, we got about 30 seconds or so left. Want to throw you one NBA question with the new season about to start. Your expectations, maybe your concerns going into this new season for the Knicks.
How they adjust to a new head coach. I think we have to see how that works. Does the system fit the players? And then how that all comes together, you just never know with that sort of stuff. I think your expectations have to be win the NBA championship and or at least get to the NBA Finals. I think the Knicks should be considered the favorite along with the Cavs in the Eastern Conference, and the Cavs have struggled in the playoffs. Go out there, get to the NBA Finals, and I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised, too, depending on how the season goes, we start having Giannis conversations next summer. I don't think it'll be before then, but so I think you give this group together with the coach a chance to make their run, and then you make whatever adjustments you want after the year. But the Knicks have a very talented roster. There's no reason they should not be the favorites in the Eastern Conference.
All right, looking forward to having some basketball back in our lives here. John, as always, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much. Enjoy your weekend.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for squeezing me in, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming on. John Schmelk from the New York Giants joining us here on the show. And
he was correct in that, Steve. We are off. What a great take. That might be the best take we've ever gotten on the phone.
That was some win last night by the New York Giants. And a season that just a few weeks ago looked like it was going nowhere. All of a sudden, to his point, they're a play or two away from having 3 or 4 wins right now. Probably not going to happen this year, but you never know. But I think the New York Giant fans have to be excited about that core that they've got. Even if it just starts with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, and they it seems like, and I know it's only 3 games, Paulie, but it seems like they have figured out the most important position. You need a quarterback to win in this league, and it seems like they found him in Jackson Dart, and they can build around him, and we'll see where things go from here.
I know you said this already. Your kid's back in town, and it's a bye week for you. Your Bills are on Monday. You've got nothing to worry about this weekend.
Yeah.
You've got are you off?
I'm off from work, yeah.
Good for you.
JP's got basketball in the morning, and then...
Be sure to send me a video. I would like
Monster
that.
Jam. Maybe I will. Maybe
I would love it.
You're saying you're being facetious.
No, seriously. I bought in. I bought in on it, dude.
Okay. All right. Maybe I will. I'll surprise you.
I'm trying to take our friendship to the next level.
I appreciate that.
I bought in. I saw the picture day pictures and told you. I said, aw.
You didn't see the actual. This is the official.
Oh, the actual picture?
This is the official one.
Yes, please. Whoa, what a stud. I like it. I like that sweater.
He does have a nice sweater on. Yes.
Very Mr. Rogers.
His hair's a little bit out of place, but other than that, it's good.
I told you what happened at my school. What grade's he in?
He's a kindergartner.
Yeah, I was in 2nd grade. We had a lice breakout because they used the same comb. All the kids.
That's rough. That's no fun for anybody.
Yeah, so it was Mr. Boggs' class. I think it was. I had Mr. Boggs, and so we all had to wash our hair with the shampoo that just smelled like death. The whole class.
Yeah,
as a precaution. It was 1980 something. Why are they sharing?
Yeah,
a comb.
Shouldn't have.
It was the dumb photographer. He would comb our hair.
He should know better than that. Do you have any big plans? You asked me for mine. Do you have any big plans?
No. Probably mow my lawn, throw some steel, do some laundry.
Good. Watch some football.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Cry myself to sleep every night. Yeah, that's about it. I really got to clean my basement out because it's. I haven't been down there in forever, and it's just getting dusty and cobwebby.
Like clean it out mean
it's like a man cave.
Get a lot of stuff out of there.
No, it's a man cave. I got to clean it.
Gotcha.
It's just been a while.
Okay.
There's like dead bugs on the floor. And
sure.
Like basement stuff.
Okay. All right.
It's a very exciting life I lead.
Well, again, if you want to do spectacular stroll together, let me know.
No, I got a stomach ache whatever day you're going. Just want to throw that out there. And my dryer is blowing, but it's not heating. Got that issue to figure out. So I'll be behind there testing wires and fuses and the knob. And then if I can't fix it, I'll have to bring someone in.
Yeah.
I'll unplug it.
When you say blowing, you mean it's like...
It's blowing cold air, not hot air.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm hoping it's just a fuse or a wire is not touching. And then I will unplug it and check everything and then...
Send me a picture or a video.
Of me working on something? Yeah. Would you ever do that? Like, if your dryer broke down, would you bust out YouTube videos to try and figure it out before
Initially, yes. Yeah. No, I do that. But if I can't figure it out, you call somebody. Get it done right. I don't really like messing around with electrical, I'll be honest with you.
Unplug it.
No, I know. Yes, that's fine. But I don't know a lot about electrical. You feel like you know a lot about electrical stuff?
Yeah.
Do you?
I got a little thing that beeps if the connectivity's there. That works. I got it.
Okay. Well, good luck. Send me a
someone says it's a heating element. If it's a heating element, I'll have someone else fix it. But it could be just a connection, or sometimes it's the timer is off, and you can just replace. I could replace that myself.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. Keep me posted. All right, we'll take our final time out here, and we will wrap up the show. We'll wrap up the week next on ESPN Radio.
What is Steve's common sense? Not messing with electrical? If you unplug it, you're not messing with electrical.
I feel like you can make it worse, though.
Why would I call Charles Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing? They don't fix dryers.
I mean, they are a sponsor, so call them anyway.
I'm not messing with electrical. I'm messing with the dryer. I'm not going to mess with the breaker box or my wiring in my house. I'm going to play around with the dryer while it's unplugged. The hell do I look like, Dominic? Amazon? I can't have a stud finder because it goes off every time I pick it up. So when you say no electrical, so you wouldn't install your own ceiling fan or anything like that?
Probably not.
Oh, I would.
Because you do something wrong, and that can like cause fires and stuff. I don't want to put my family at jeopardy if I do something wrong. I'd rather have a professional do the electricity.
Again, wood shop. We had to build a wall, put a light in, put insulation in, and do all that stuff.
Well, so you know more about it than I do. I don't know enough about electricity.
Yeah, it's just like if I unplug the dryer, I can work on the dryer.
Well, right, but if you're like rewiring something...
I'm not rewiring it.
I know, you just said about putting in like a ceiling fan. Like that would make me uneasy if I didn't do something properly.
Steve, have you ever touched a 9-volt battery to your tongue?
No.
What kind of childhood is that? Have you ever touched a 9-volt battery to your tongue? You have probably no reason to even have a 9-volt battery in your life.
I know what it is. Why does that
Shy, in case you little. It's like a.
But like why?
All right, so save it for the air.
But no, really, why?
Save it for the air. We'll talk.
I never come out looking good on these conversations, but
no, it's just a right. It was a rite of passage for Gen X. I don't know.
It?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Do you ever have someone hit you with one of those electric fly swatters?
I don't think so. I don't know. What? Like why?
Because I don't know. You're just kids. It's what kids do.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I bit myself and blamed my sister. Like bit myself, like made myself bleed, and then blames my sister. Yeah, that is bad. I still feel bad about that.
Yeah, that's awful.
It is awful.
At least our pain is self-inflicted.
Well, it was self-inflicted.
Yeah, we weren't plotting to kill each other, like get someone else grounded or something.
I know. I still feel bad about it.
I called somebody a fuckface today. No, I called Paul a fuckface. I didn't do that. These guys don't listen, and I'm only joking with him because he screwed up spelling something. Turning Japanese, Steve. I thought this was one of those songs that was about, I would ask you what that song's about, and it's not. It was very disappointing. This song is about being a teenager. It's about teenage angst. And you grow up and life isn't what you want it to be, and you turn into something you weren't expecting.
Gotcha.
So he's just it's teenage.
Coming of age.
Yes. Ruined the whole song for me. I thought it was about something else. I thought it was something dirty.
All right, Paulie, we've got 5 minutes left in the show. How would you like to spend said 5 minutes?
Oh, because somebody in the chat asked a great question, Steve. And they asked, has Steve ever put a 9-volt battery to his tongue? And the answer is
no.
And it just gives you a little burn, like Tim, I could see not doing it because he's from a
different generation.
Yeah, where 9-volt batteries, where he wasn't playing football on a little click. He wasn't playing blip.
Yeah, right.
The only reason I get a 9-volt battery is for my rangefinder in golf.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
Smoke detector, too, usually is a 9-volt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Spatch in Louise says, I put a 9-volt battery up to my braces. It felt like I got punched in the back of the head. Because it probably would have gone through his whole head. Oh, man, that's funny. I don't know, Steve, why. It seems like as kids, we did things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It never occurred to me to do that. I don't know. And you said well, everybody did it. And my question is why? Why was that fun?
It wasn't fun. It was just growing up. You're like, hey.
I wonder what this will do.
No, it's more of you get someone else to be like, hey, put this on your tongue. You're like,
yeah, no, never did it.
Yeah, Ryan Mullen, yeah, it's how you test if the battery was live or dead.
Yeah, no, I put it in, see if whatever I put it in works. Right? I don't know. You say it's a rite of passage. I don't see why that is a rite of passage.
I don't know. It just seems like doing things that hurt was part of being a boy.
Okay.
Man, if I could take you, would you allow me, if you and I could just spend a week doing all the things that I think you should have done?
That would be good content.
It would be good content. We should do that next summer.
Yeah.
I just sit you down and we smoke a cig together.
So I have zero desire to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, Steve.
Okay. I don't feel like I missed out on that.
I know. I don't have any desire either. So we just sit down. We have a cig. I
do a prank call.
Yeah.
Ding dong ditch.
Oh my God, this would be so fun. And I put a battery on your tongue. We shoot each other with BB guns. Just 1 week of fun.
You ever done, Paulie, like the invisible rope? Have you ever heard of that? Maybe that was more of my generation. You'd have one person, like a friend of yours, stand on the other side of the street, and you'd both kind of pretend like you're holding this rope. So then cars drive up, and they slow down, and they're like all confused because they're like, well, am I going to drive into a rope? Like, what's going on here?
No, really, that's funny. That is funny. I get why people would do that.
Yeah.
Oh, we could steal your wife's car? We go to your dad's house and steal his car for a night? Go for a joyride?
Oh, man.
I think someone said he would turn green if he smoked. I would turn green if I smoked a cigarette right now. Big wad of dip.
None of this sounds fun.
Me and you in the woods with a keg of beer, just hanging out. We'll have a Syracuse ESPN Radio Syracuse Q Sports Talk woods party.
Why do we have to be in the woods? We can just go to your house. We can just sit on your deck.
Steve, that's not the point.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's to be fun and be kids again. We'll go have like if we could get somebody to.
How about a s'mores night? We can do that with him.
I've had s'mores before. I have, so I have experienced that. This sounds like summer content.
Yeah.
Next June.
Go out and shoplift. I never really got into that. No, that wasn't ever my thing. Like shoplifting.
Yeah.
I don't. My parents would have killed me if I shoplifted.
Have you ever?
No, I don't think so. I've been with someone who did, and I didn't like it.
Yeah. Good for you. Did you say something to the kid?
No. I didn't want to not be cool. Still wanted to be cool. I just didn't want to be beaten.
Gotcha. Well, good for you for not doing that.
We'll skip work like at school one day. We just call no show. Yeah.
I definitely have to call in if I'm going to skip work.
Not Channel 9 here.
Oh, okay.
Just one summer day with the stream will start. There'll be 2 empty chairs. And we're at Green Lakes throwing a Frisbee around drinking Pabst.
Yeah.
I hope you're here that day, Tim, so you can take over. All right.
Did you ever get called to the principal's office? That's another I did every morning.
I did once, yes.
You're not going to elaborate?
I'm not going to elaborate.
Okay.
Wow.
I got into an altercation with a friend of mine in high school, and we both got sent down to the principal's office. Like, not a physical altercation, but we both got sent down to the principal's office. So it happened once.
You know what other thing I never got that kids did that I wanted nothing to do with was throwing snowballs at cars. It was not a thing for me.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Can be dangerous. Not for you, more so for the driver.
Guy goes, didn't have that on DraftKings. Steve at the principal's office. All right.
One time. It happened one time.
1981 will be ours today. What's going on in the show that no one listens to? That's what we should call it. The drive time. Tim Leonard.
Oh, we're going to have Coach Jack join us.
Oh, yes.
No one will be listening, though, so...
No, it's a good interview. It was taped earlier.
Yeah.
I was a team player, and Steve helped record it. What a man. Thank me. What else is going on? Anything else?
You're going to do some mid-season awards, I think, for Syracuse football. Bye-week awards, superlatives.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Gio's going to come in. We're going to do Football Friday. You probably don't even know what that is, Paulie.
It's where you talk football on Friday.
Yeah, that's true.
That's hard to figure out.
We're going to make our football picks, so it'll be a good show.
Yeah, it is. It's always good. It's fun. I do tune in. I listen on my way home.
All right, listen to Tim at 5. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Paul and I are back at it at noon on Monday. Enjoy the rest of the day. Take care.
Paul's Moral Compass.